We have bout number 4 coming your way. This is for the OTBF Silver Welterweight title fight, scheduled over 10 rounds. Fighting in the blue corner, please make him welcome, Dela Cruz. And boxing in the red corner, please make him welcome, Savva. Okay, in the blue corner, fighting out of Dillon City in the Philippines with a 48-bout career, please make him welcome, Dela Cruz. And now, the current OPBF Silver Welterweight title holder, 6 bouts, 5 wins, fighting out of Sydney, Savva. Boxers to the centre ring.
Instructions are simple, boys. Listen to my instructions, obey my instructions at all times. When I say break, you stop punching, you take a step backwards. You understand me? Touch him up, let's get into it.
Make some noise, Doltone House.
Well, they're making plenty of noise because there's plenty of Ben Savva fans who are in the house, and he gets a hug there from his trainer, Adam Watt, one of the greatest fighters that Australia has ever produced over a number of disciplines. And he has Savva in action here. He's in, well, the silver trunks with the gold stars, and his Filipino opponent, Dela Cruz, in the Filipino trunks. Savva gets in tight and goes to work, and he did just sneak through a nice little right hand which caught the side of the jaw of Dela Cruz early on. The respective records here, well, maybe we won't have to worry about that because Savva, he has started fast and hard, and he's caught Dela Cruz with a couple of good shots, and I think he's clinging on at the moment because he was hurt by the latest of them. There's a warning from the referee and they head back out, but Savva, he's going hard, so let's just follow the action for a moment here as Savva gets on the jab again, but he'll be looking to score with something big. We probably expected him to come out and box, Jade, but he's come out to do some damage.
Oh, he's just absolutely leapt out of the gates.
So Savva is just easing back now, and he takes a couple of steps backwards as Dela Cruz moves into him, and he just catches him on the way in with a nice right hand. Times it well, but there wasn't too much on it from Savva as Dela Cruz throws one over the top. He's in great condition, Ben Savva.
That's one thing his coach Adam Watt said before the fight. He said Ben is just an amazing trainer. He's the one. He has to actually pull Ben up. Very hard worker.
Well, there you go. If Adam Watt is pulling you up, then you certainly are working hard, because he was a furious trainer as a kickboxer and a boxer. And now, with these young men that he steers about, he certainly has them rock hard fit, and that is where Ben Savva is at the moment. And the result is that he's doing a bit of damage around the sides of Joel Dela Cruz from the Philippines at the moment. But Dela Cruz is tough and he fights back, but Savva, he's getting it through.
Oh!
Well, that is a great shot from Ben Savva. It was just a 1-2. It had been coming throughout the first 2 minutes of this first round, but when it came hard, and Dela Cruz hits the deck. He's got 52 seconds to get through here. Savva has no intention of allowing it. He goes to the body. He's looking for something big over the top, and Dela Cruz holds on, pushes him down, looks for something of his own. Savva easing back, fires a huge shot, catches him with a left on the way back through. And you do get the feeling it's going to be another right hand straight down the pipe that's going to do the damage for Savva.
Well, that right there, he sort of corked it over the top.
Well, this is a shock because we expected Dela Cruz to box with Savva and Savva to feel his way, but Adam Watt told us that he's developed some extra power and he's showing it early on here with 10 seconds remaining in round number 1. He has a knockdown, but it does appear that Dela Cruz will escape from round number 1, not without plenty of damage done though, and that is an outstanding round of boxing from Ben Savva.
Very impressive stuff from Savva. Not a renowned puncher by any stretch. And look, he came out showing some real power then. Quick hands and great punch placement.
An exceptional round. Gee, he does look like he's taken a little bit out of himself though, doesn't he, Savva? He's certainly looking for some breath at this stage as we have a look through some of those highlights of round number 1, and we'll see the knockdown, and it was a big one. There's a couple of those right hands that slid through on the back of the Savva jab. He threw plenty of leather in that round, and that's the moment. It's just a jab followed up quickly by really nice right hands.
Right on the button. Right on the button.
So Savva and Dela Cruz head out for round number 2. And yeah, it was obvious in that break that Savva had worked really hard in round number 1. Let's see if he can back it up here in the second and have the same kind of output that he did in the first against Dela Cruz. He's backing off a little bit more in the early stages of the second round, but as they get tight, he throws a few, not too much on them. And it is Dela Cruz who moves forward at this stage. Savva giving himself a breather quite clearly in the opening minute.
Oh, there's that right hand over the top of the left again. You can see him just sitting there, just waiting for it.
And he just shoves him down. But it did hurt Dela Cruz, the right hand. And you're right, Jade, he is just waiting to time it, isn't he?
That right over the left lead, it's he's really found a home for it. It's beautiful.
And now is when he can do his damage because Dela Cruz, and he was just sort of lumbering in there for a period. And now they come together, Jade.
I can just see it again. You see Dela Cruz pouring with that jab. He's not really committing to it. Savva is going to bomb him over the top of that right hand again. There it is. Beautiful body shots by Savva.
Really nice body shots from Ben Savva. You can tell he's been working on his power. I think, as opposed to previous fights of Ben Savva's that I have called, his arms are looking stronger. His upper body is more defined.
And he's propping when he's letting those powerful shots go. There's no movement in the feet. He moves into position. He's letting his hands go.
What will be interesting is if he can't get Dela Cruz out of here and what happens later in the fight. But at this stage, it is quite clear the plan is to get this done in rounds 1, 2, or perhaps 3. Dela Cruz is just trying to weather the storm, isn't he?
It would appear that way. But, yeah, if Dela Cruz can get out of here, he's got my respect. Tough. Oh,
that's another right hand from Savva.
Oh, I'm about to throw him a bread roll. I think he's a bit hungry. He's just eating those right hands.
he is taking some really nasty shots now, and Savva's having his own way, but there's 20 seconds and less remaining in round number 2, so Dela Cruz should be able to make it out of this round. But as you said, Jade, there needs to be a bit more on the jab of Dela Cruz if he's going to rely on it, because at the moment it's just setting him up for the counter punches.
Yeah, big body shots there by Dela Cruz to end the round. He actually clipped Savva with the right hand over the top early.
He did have some nice moments there late in the round, and again, Ben Savva is really sucking him in at the end of that round. Plenty of action. He worked very hard.
Super busy, and he's putting everything on all these shots as well. So hopefully he's not putting all his eggs in one basket, trying to get him out of here early and burning up all his fuel, mate. So
that
far,
would be the only concern, because in a boxing sense, he's looked outstanding, hasn't he?
Yeah, very tidy.
You haven't seen a lot of Ben Savva previously. What are your impressions of what you've seen so far? Obviously, he's been impressive, but
I'd heard great things about Ben Savva's boxing, and heard he wasn't much of a puncher, but he's certainly been working on that with Adam Watt. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that has been the aim of Adam, and you'd have to say it's working out so far. This is professional bout number 7 for Ben Savva, and prior to this, he'd only had the one stoppage. That wasn't his most recent outing. A first rounder it was against Dennis Padua at the North Sydney Rugby League Club.
Well, yeah, up until now it seems as though Ben's relatively untested, and word was that this was going to be the biggest test of his career in this durable fighter in Dela Cruz, who's been around for quite a few years now and is quite experienced. Certainly tough.
And Ben catches him with another right that goes straight down the pipe again there, but doesn't do any damage. And Dela Cruz, well, he's obviously taken a bit out of the fact that he has survived those first couple of rounds, and he's fighting with a bit more confidence here in round number 3 is Dela Cruz, as the referee separates them again, and Savva gets back to work, working off that jab and looking for the right hand to follow it up. Let's see what Dela Cruz can provide. He's not a noted puncher, but he's certainly durable, and he's going to need to be if he's going to weather this storm. There it is.
Right hand again.
Has he had enough, Dela Cruz? No, he's tough. He's up. He's up and at him. And Savva gets back to work. There's the right hand again, and that is flush.
He's just feeling out with that jab, and he's just looking to bomb it over again. Clash of heads there with the boys.
You can see some reluctance now from Dela Cruz to throw the jab, because he is getting counter-punched off it. Doesn't leave him with a lot.
Yeah, he's got to commit to that jab, but there's got to be variation off the jab too. He's just giving him the exact same look every time, and Savva's just able to work off it. He's coming over the top of the right, and he's also slipping that right uppercut inside as well. It's nice to watch. He's got a good kit of punches.
He got a bit excited there through a massive uppercut that missed by a good couple of feet, and Adam Watt told him exactly what he thought of it from the corner. But here is Savva trying to continue the good work that has scored him a knockdown already in round number 3. Just holding that right hand, ready to travel.
He's got a cough, that's for sure.
Late in the round now, Dela Cruz, well, he's hurting, but it looks like he's going to get through round number 3. And he does. Another good Ben Savva round with a knockdown again. And he's been very impressive, Ben Savva. This is a good professional outing for him against a very durable, tough opponent. Joel Dela Cruz, he's been around.
He certainly didn't look too disheartened as well when he got up. He's certainly here to come do some damage, Dela Cruz.
It was a funny one, that. He was already turning the head away, and it clipped him, shocked him, hurt him and he dropped, but he was up pretty quick. And Dela Cruz continues on into round number 4. He's got a huge edge in experience, does Dela Cruz, 31 years of age, but he's had 48 professional bouts. He's won 20 of those. As I mentioned, Ben Savva, well, this is only professional bout number 7. So there's a huge disparity there, but so far it is the man with the less experience who is showing the far greater ring craft and, more importantly, the far greater right hand. That's the one that's been doing the damage for Ben Savva. Let's see if he can provide another meaningful right-hander here against Dela Cruz and finish things off. Do you get the impression that he is ready to go, Dela Cruz?
Well, he could have just cashed his chips into that last one, but he's still in there and he's still throwing heavy at the end of the round.
He is fighting in little spurts, particularly when he can get in tight. He doesn't like fighting at this distance against Savva. That's where Savva is happy to have him all day, just on the end of that jab, on the end of that right hand, and there's not too much that Dela Cruz has been able to do.
No, not at this distance. This is where Savva's keen. This is where Savva's comfy and just keen to bomb him with that right hand.
What sort of techniques do you think are available to Dela Cruz, or perhaps a boxer of a higher standard to get in close to a boxer like Ben Savva like this?
Well, we saw him have a little bit of success digging to the body earlier and closing that gap. He's just going to have to make it a real rough and tumble fight. He's going to have to ruffle Savva's feathers, but Savva's just got him on the end of a string at the moment. He's really boxing well. He's keeping his distance, his balance. Everything's working for Ben.
You can tell that the plan that Dela Cruz has come up with in his head, at least, is not to throw the jab anymore because he's getting counted off, but to throw that right hand to open the exchanges. He hasn't had a great deal of success, but that's certainly what he's looking to do, as he wears a short right hand that just clips the chin. Was probably only a couple of inches away from being a really nasty punch, but he gets through it, Dela Cruz, and Savva on the jab again, looking for the right hand. He's
got to make it ugly if he wants a chance. Really, as we touched on, this is Savva's comfort zone. It's at his range. Everything's geared in Savva's favour at the moment. Like in a fight like this, he's not going to outbox Savva.
And the referee separates them again, and they go back to work. And staying at that distance, Dela Cruz, you can see he's looking to the body of Savva. He's trying to get in there to throw some, and now he manages to get to the clinch and tie up, but doesn't last him long. And Savva is boxing really nicely here in Sydney this evening.
Is that right hand over the top of the jab again? Beautiful jab himself, Ben.
Oh, there's a good shot with the left hand from Savva as they exchange. It's some good work there from Dela Cruz. Savva gets on his bike and finishes the round. Some better exchanges there. Yeah. Dela Cruz provided a bit.
A little bit more action there from Dela Cruz, but once again, he's got to make it. He's got to be nasty. He's got to make it ugly. He's not going to outbox Savva. He has no chance. So unless he makes a dogfight of it, he's just going to stay at Savva's distance and get peppered all night. Throw a lazy jab at Savva, and he's going to bomb you with that right hand over the top again. Lovely jab by Savva.
More impressive, perhaps, the performance of Savva when he considered that he was struggling with an injury in the build-up to this fight. He had a back strain which kept him out of a fair bit of training. Doesn't look like he's missed much training. Looks fantastic, Nick.
No, very impressive physique.
But as we've mentioned, the focus of this training camp has been developing the power and the knockout punch of Ben Savva, so he'll be certainly looking to finish this one inside the distance. He's had a couple of opportunities to do so. He's dropped his opponent. He's found a home for his right hand, but he hasn't been able to get him out of there just yet. Will round number 5 be the one? As as they come together
Yeah, he
again.
certainly has shown some power, but it'll be good to see if he can carry it right the way through the whole fight. Because, gee, he started quick. Looks like they've settled into a bit more of a pace now, but it'd be good to see Savva try and set those bigger shots up again.
Yeah, they did come out at quite a pace, didn't they? We could tell that Savva was feeling it in between the first 2 rounds, but he's relaxed into the fight now. And more content to try and pick off his opponent.
It'd be nice now that they've relaxed into the fight. This is when you want to be able to see Savva be able to change gears now. Like, he come out like a house on fire, and now he's sort of settled into a boxing match. It'd be nice for him to see him change gears now and get his opponent out of there. We'll get him in some trouble, then he can settle back into boxing. But can he snap in and out of this? Can he change the pace? Can he change the tempo of the fight?
Yeah, well, let's see, because it's certainly slowing right down.
Oh, beautiful uppercut.
A great moment from Ben Savva.
I think he could hear me, mate.
The uppercut that he turned inside is enough for the corner of Dela Cruz. And that is a stoppage victory for Ben Savva.
Impressive performance by Savva. I'm a big fan, Ben.
The corner didn't throw the towel. They threw themselves into the ring to finish it off. That was enough. And, well, they're very happy, Adam Watt and Ben Savva, because they've got the stoppage victory they came here to get. They extend the record of Ben Savva. And that was a super impressive performance. He knows it too. That's a big smile for Ben Savva. He's very happy with what he's done here tonight, and he should be too, because if there are any question marks over his power, well, he's turfed a few of those, because that's a durable opponent. That's not a man that gets stopped by many. And Ben Savva had him in trouble from the very outset. He dominated in rounds 1 and 2 when he was just like a bull at a gate. And then he continued as the fight settled and managed to dispose of him with that. It's a big uppercut, and the corner says, that'll do.
Very good
You've
kid.
proved that you're brave and you don't need to do any more.
Very good kid of punches by Savva. He changed levels, and I loved how he changed from that right uppercut to that right cross. Quickly, powerfully, very good.
Interestingly, Jade, Jack Brubaker is in fact the mandatory, or rather Ben Savva is the mandatory for Jack Brubaker's OPBF title.
Yes.
So the man in our main event this evening, we could see him in action against Ben Savva at some stage down the track.
Right, definitely. Well, it's not a matter of it's a matter of when, not if, because Savva is the silver champion. He can pull the trigger. He can pull the trigger on that fight whenever he wants. It's just a matter of when it's viable for both boys. And look, what I say is the cream will always rise to the top, and these top guys in Australia, the cream will always rise to the top, and they will face each other eventually. They've got a date with destiny. There's no doubt about it. But right now, I don't know if they're right in each other's picture, but this fight is a fight that will happen.
Okay, well, that's to come up, but let's head to Dane Wheeler to make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've just seen 5 rounds of solid boxing. Was stopped in round 5 at 1:41. Your winner, Ben Savva. We'll grab Ben for a quick chat if we can. Come on, mate. Well fought. Okay. In the blue corner, fighting out of Dillon City in the Philippines. And boxing in the red corner, please make him welcome, Savva. We have bout number 4 coming your way. This is for the OTBF Silver welterweight title fight, scheduled over 10 rounds. Fighting in the blue corner, please make him welcome, Dela Cruz. With a 48-bout career, please make him welcome, Dela Cruz. And now, the current OPBF Silver welterweight title holder, 6 bouts, 5 wins, fighting out of Sydney, Savva. Boxers to the centre ring.